What's up, guys? Welcome back to part 3, I think it is now, of the motorized bicycle build. I haven't done a lot with it because I'm waiting on parts, as always, waiting on the exhaust pipe from affordable go-karts, as well as the intake manifold and slide carburetor. So I'll illustrate all that later when it comes in. But what I have done is installed the belt, and I'm going to show you what's required with that, as well as this tensioner that I've come up with. And I'm going to make a few changes on that, actually, and not use the current setup, but it'll be very similar, so I can show you that as well. So I'll bring you in a little closer and show you what's going on here. So what we've got is I believe this is a 69-inch Gates power-rated belt. The part number is 6869 if I remember right, but I can confirm that. Let me turn it around so I can confirm that for you. Yep, Gates power-rated 6869, and my issue that I was having when I got this belt, it was a little bit loose, which I wanted. That way I could add a tensioner in. But it was hitting the back corner of my engine mounting plate. And so, before I came up with any sort of a tensioner, I took a cutoff wheel and cut out a slot in the plate. It's probably a 1-inch by 3/4 inch slot for this belt to ride in. But, like I said, that was before I came up with this idea for a tensioner, and the tensioner mostly lifts the belt out of that slot so that it's not even necessary. So, what I've got for a tensioner is a 5/16 by 24 thread fine thread bolt, which fits the bottom right mounting hole for your accessories on this particular engine. And I wanted to put either a bearing or a bushing on that bolt for the belt to spin on, but my hardware store didn't have a 5/16 bearing or bushing, unfortunately. So the best thing I could get on that day was a couple of nylon spacers that fit the bolt and that put the belt pretty tight. It could be a little tighter, but just to get a rough idea of what it's going to look like. In the future, I'm thinking actually a pair of skateboard bearings will be the right size. I think they've got like a 10mm hole or a 12mm hole in the center, which should fit my 5/16 bolt if it's 12mm anyways. Is that right? Yeah. And those will be a lot better than riding on a stationary nylon spacer. But that's what I've got. And then another thing I had to do, my fender used to end about here, and the belt was going to rub on the fender. So I just kind of bobbed that fender and cut it off, and I've still got some marker on there. I have a little ways to go, but that way the belt just barely touches the edge of my oversized tires. And there's two things I can do there. I can either bump this drive pulley on the clutch out just a little bit to get it away from the tire, and that'll leave my belt tracking just a little bit out of line, which we'll just have to wait and see if that's going to be okay when we actually run it. Or I've got about an 1/16 or an 1/8 of an inch between the tire, and if the belt is always moving when the tire is always moving, I don't think it'll be that big of an issue. But we'll just have to kind of wait and see once it's running. So other things to finish up in the next video, I've got my throttle from the old Groovy kit still in place, and that's going to fit right into the new slide carburetor that's coming. And for exhaust, I'm just getting one of those header pipes. It's going to come out and go straight back, and I'm hoping it'll end up right about in here and have a 45 cut to exhaust out in this direction, and then I'll just wrap that with like a header wrap to keep myself from burning my leg on it. But other than that, it should be ready to ride, and we'll get another video in. It's winter right now in Iowa. We just got like 6 inches of snow, so I won't be riding anytime soon, but we can at least get it running. And then I'll get the other aesthetics like the gas tank, my fake gas tank idea finished up and things like that. But just wanted to give you a quick update, and as soon as I get some parts in, you'll see that. I may even do an unboxing on that stuff and get it installed, and I'll bring you along as soon as that happens. So thanks for watching. Not a whole lot for today, but just a quick little update. And if you have any questions on a build of your own or a similar build, just let me know in the comments. Otherwise, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.